you guys. So today's video is going to be a current beauty favorites. Really, I don't do favorites very often here on my channel, as most of you know, because I'm not bringing a lot of new stuff into my orbit on the regular, but I didn't do like a 2019 beauty favorites roundup, and I don't really feel the need to because anything I really enjoyed you guys saw on camera. So today I thought I would just give you guys a roundup of beauty products that I've really been enjoying. These are not representative of the month of January or even the entire year of 2019. Just some stuff I've been into. So without any further ado, let's just get started. First, I want to talk about hair because I get asked about my hair literally all the time. If you guys haven't been watching my channel for very long, you might not know that for the majority of the time I've been on YouTube, with little to no exception, I've had long hair, long thick hair that I also used to attach extensions to, which doesn't make any sense because I had plenty of hair to go around. I didn't need to add any more to the equation. No matter what I did to it or no matter how much hair I actually had, my hair in my mind was always like really thin and limp, and I just don't like that look. So last year I actually cut it and I made a resolution not to wear hair extensions anymore. And honestly, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I can't believe I wore them for no tea, no shade if you wear them. I'm just glad that I don't anymore. A, because they were just so uncomfortable and heavy, and no matter how much money I spent on them, and I spent a lot of money on hair extensions, they always looked ratty and cheap and like they were just weighing me down and covering me up, and it just wasn't a good look. So I cut my hair, I think last June or so, and I actually have a long, I guess you call it like a long A-line bob. So the back is a little bit shorter than the front and it comes down in this motion right here. And then for my hair color, which I also get asked for all the time, it's just highlights that mostly come in from the underside of my hair. So when I curl it, you can see them more than when I wear it straight. I think that's why whenever I wear it straight, people ask if I darkened it, and when I curl it, people ask me if I lightened it. So it's just a long A-line bob with some highlights through the bottom, just because I wanted it to look a little bit more dimensional. And actually on the 19th, I'm going lighter, which I'm really looking forward to. So I wanted to talk to you guys about products that I use to style my hair. Now, I could do a video all about my hair if you guys are really interested, where I could show you how to style it. I can show you everything I do to it from start to finish, but the main styling products that I use the most, I've been reaching for the most, I have repurchased the most over the past year since I started actually taking the time to learn how to do my hair without extensions, which is harder than it sounds if you've been addicted to them for as long as I was, are the Ouai hair care products, particularly the Memory Mist and the Texturizing hairspray. The Memory Mist is odd. When I first got this, I thought this just was regular hairspray, and it isn't. Essentially what you can do with this is you can apply it to your hair wet or dry. I apply it whenever I curl my hair because my hair does not want to hold anything. It is such a pain in the ass. In fact, if I try to tease my roots a little bit to give it a little bit of height, just a little volume, a little something so it's not sucking flat to my head, in like 3 seconds, it's back to normal. Like when I turned the camera on, I had a little bit more going on and now it's totally flat again. So Memory Mist is ideal if you have just difficult hair that doesn't like to hold a style. I spray this in my hair when I curl it, and I find that it truly does make my curl last longer. Like I curled my hair 2 hours ago, I had lunch, did my makeup, and it's still hanging on. So this is definitely one that I recommend if you have like fine or very, very straight hair like I do. It does work. And the next is the Ouai Texturizing hairspray. I used to love the Bumble and Bumble City Swept. I don't know if you guys have ever used it. It's in a blue can, because what I liked about it was hairspray and it gave me hold, but it wasn't like a shellac. You know how a lot of hairsprays tend to feel crunchy and it's not the vibe. So this stuff does a really good job of creating airy texture in your hair, and it holds the style that you have, but it doesn't feel weighed down. It's just like a light, fluffy hairspray. That's the best way I can describe it. And all of Ouai's products that I have used so far smell amazing. They smell so good. Like every time someone comes and like gives me a hug or gets near my head, they're just like burying their face in my hair because they say it smells so amazing. So Ouai is not the cheapest, and they're definitely not like the biggest bang for your buck, because I feel like I go through this stuff like crazy. But as I said, I keep repurchasing it because nothing else does for me what this does. So I love these two Ouai hair care products. I've been getting a lot of questions lately if I've highlighted my hair again. I know I just said that It's just simply based on how I style it. But I think I've been getting the questions also because I found a really good purple shampoo. I had one that I bought from like Target that I thought was doing a decent job. And then I went to Ulta and got curious and picked up this Redken Color Extend Blondage Color Depositing Shampoo. And my hair doesn't have a lot of blonde in it, but all these highlights are pretty light and I didn't want them to turn too orange or too warm or too caramel. I wanted them to stay pretty ashy or more on the neutral side. And this stuff truly does work. I feel like the old purple toning shampoos that I've used in the past, I never felt like they actually cleaned my hair. I felt like maybe they were depositing the purple tone onto it, which was helping my blonde look less brassy, but I felt like I had to wash my hair multiple times and then put this into the equate. It was like forever to wash my hair. Anytime I've had it blonde, because it was like, let me wash it once with a regular shampoo, maybe twice, because I usually have to wash my hair more than once when I do wash it, because I never do. And then I'll hit it with a purple shampoo. It was like such an ordeal. But with this, it really does get your hair really clean and it doesn't dry my hair out a lot. So this is the best purple shampoo I've ever used. And I was blonde, full-blown blonde many years ago. So I've tried several. And the big selling point for me in this shampoo also is it smells like a dude. I love anything that smells masculine, like cologne. It kind of has that vibe. So I love this stuff. Speaking of smelling like a dude, I've been getting comments lately of people wanting me to tell them what my current favorite perfumes are. I've talked many times in the past about how Very Irresistible from Givenchy has been my favorite perfume since I'm 18. I've been wearing it forever, and it's getting harder and harder for me to find. Sometimes I can find it when I go shopping for perfume, and sometimes not one in sight. I've had other fragrances I've really enjoyed, like there's an Issey Miyake one I really enjoyed, Miss Dior, the Blooming Bouquet was really nice. But the only perfume I have been wearing for over a month, well over a month now, is this one. This is Chance Chanel, the green one. There's a few different colors, I believe, and this is the green one. It's called Chance Chanel Eau Fraîche, I guess. I don't know, I don't speak French. So what I love about this one is that it smells like men's cologne. And as I just said, I love the way men's cologne smells. Like I buy candles that smell like men's cologne. I wear my husband's cologne a lot. I just like the way it smells. And this one has that to it, but there is something slightly feminine, I guess. I don't know. It's really fresh. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. I'm not one of those people that hoard perfume. You know, I'm slowly starting to get more into fragrance. I'm really interested in Jo Malone, mostly because I got a sample of one called Honeysuckle and something. I got it from Beautylish. I'm obsessed with that one too, but this, hands down, the winner chicken dinner for me in terms of perfume these days. If you guys know of any other perfumes that smell like men's cologne as this one does, please let me know. So I finally picked up the NuFace. If you are new to my channel, I have spoken about how much I wanted this thing pretty much all of 2019. I think it came up many times and I just don't know why I couldn't bring myself to do it, but Christmas came around and I jumped. This thing works. Now, I'm not sure because I haven't reached the 2-month mark. Everything I've read and the research I've done on it says that you need to wait 2 months to see the full benefits of it. And some people see benefits immediately. I see benefits immediately. There is kind of like this thing in the NuFace world where they challenge you a lot to make sure you use it on one side of your face and take a picture and then compare and contrast the difference. And if you do that, or at least when I do that, there is a huge difference. Now, if you're not familiar with the NuFace, basically what this thing is, or what it says it does, is it's used electrocurrent, microcurrent, something like that, to kind of strengthen and stimulate the muscles underneath your skin, therefore giving you a more lifted and youthful appearance. And I definitely see a more lifted appearance immediately when I use this. Now, I do feel like that appearance goes away. So let's say I did it this morning. I could see the effects immediately. And then it's almost like throughout the day, my face goes down to normal. And then tomorrow when I do it again, it'll lift me up again. So I'm not sure if at the end of the 2-month mark, I will see these results to be more consistent as opposed to only after I use the device. But that's what the brochure says, and all the information says that I read on this is that some people see results immediately and some people don't see them for 2 months. So I'm seeing them immediately. It's just that they're not lasting. You'll have to wait till the 2 months are over for me to tell you if I think this actually works for the long term. If it's a device that I'm going to have to use every single day in order to sustain the results, then I don't know if that makes it worth it. I understand that at-home devices can only do so much as opposed to like a visit to a plastic surgeon or something like that. But if the results are only going to be visible on the days that I use this, I don't know if I would recommend it. I would think that you probably would be better off getting some sort of treatment done to achieve those results, so it's not some effort on your part showing up every day to create it. But if in 2 months I feel like there is a noticeable difference that sticks around, then I will let you know. But I'm still only on the first month. But stay tuned. So far I'm into it. I just don't know if I would recommend it quite yet. This has definitely been a favorite of mine since last year, and I've talked about it a few times simply because I get questions constantly about my skincare routine and what I'm doing for my skin because, once again, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I've just had a lot of issues with it. This time last year, I was still breaking out super bad. And by that, I mean constant breakouts. I know I have a little something going on now, but this is kind of an anomaly. I think this has got something to do with something I've been ingesting. But for a long time, my skin was just a mess. It was breaking out constantly. At any given time, I would have a full-blown face of breakouts. I had tried everything you can think of: chemical peels, hydrofacials, myriad skincare, high-end, low-end, medical grade, masks, steaming, everything. I changed my diet. Nothing was really working, and I will have more skincare related content coming out this year because I have a lot of thoughts on it. The only thing that has changed my skin, and I can only speak for myself because my issue was acne, is getting on tretinoin or Retin A. Retin A is vitamin A, retinoic acid, whatever. Typically, you can only get Retin A at a dermatologist. You can get retinol over the counter. Retin A is just a much, much stronger version. This stuff is no joke, but it works. Now, this is 0.1%. Typically, you'll start on 0.25, work up to 5, and work up to 1. So I'm on 1, and I've been using 0.1 for months now, and my skin still isn't used to it. In that, I can't use it every day because eventually I get to a point where my skin starts peeling or it hurts. But essentially what it's doing is hyper exfoliating my skin. Therefore, acne does have no time to form anymore because my cell turnover is so intense. I'm bringing this up because it is probably my favorite skincare product I've ever used simply because it has worked. As I said before, I used to use a lot of skincare. I think I've given some bad skincare advice that I would like to revise. So those videos will be coming soon where I'll talk more about bad advice I've given in beauty. I mentioned in a video recently that we need to leave our skin alone. And I had some people in the comments of that video just being like, no, you need this and you need that, you need this and you need that. And like, sure, to an extent, take care of your skin. But I think more people are throwing the kitchen sink, micromanaging the absolute shit out of their skin. And when it doesn't work, they think the solution is to go buy more stuff. I think you need to go visit a dermatologist if you're truly having issues with your skin, as opposed to like just trying to prevent aging. I have a whole video coming about anti-aging soon. But overall, like, we can read all the articles we want to, we can watch all the YouTube gurus that we want to, but there are people who went to school to diagnose our skin. And if you're truly having issues with it and nothing is working, please go to a dermatologist because it's going to save you so much time, money, and energy. And yeah, that's really my only favorite skincare product. That's not true. I have one more in here. But really, skincare for me has been so much more simplified and streamlined, and I've seen nothing but benefits from doing that. Next skincare, this is the Kiehls Ultra Facial Cream. Also, I'm missing a nail. I'm falling apart. Please love me through it. I started using this at the end of last year because I was getting tired of ordering my moisturizer. For a long time, I was using the Osmosis from Premier Look moisturizer. It's great. It's a beautiful moisturizer. I wasn't having any issues with my skin, but I didn't like the ordering of it process because typically with moisturizer, I blow through it because I moisturize in the morning, I moisturize at night, and I moisturize before I do my makeup. So I just go through it like crazy. So I was at Ulta one day, I saw this one, and I feel like I remember Mario Dedivanovic saying that he's a really big fan of this. So I picked it up, and I have bought, this might be my 4th jar of this. I find it to be a beautiful moisturizer to use from a skincare perspective, in that I don't really need my moisturizers to have all kinds of other benefits to them except to moisturize. I just need hydration to the skin. So it works beautiful for a day moisturizer or a night moisturizer. And also it wears beautifully under makeup. It's such a gorgeous product, very, very multi-purpose for me. You guys know I used to be a big fan of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream for my makeup, and so also was I a big fan with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. Both of those are great, but those were never moisturizers that I was just gonna wear on my skin as a part of my skincare. This, I feel like, does it all. So I friggin' love this stuff. I wanna say it retails for about 34 bucks, and depending on how much you use moisturizer, that might be a lot or a little, but for me, it's a good little sweet spot in price point. I get a lot of use out of it. I don't have any issues with it. I can pick it up anytime I want. I love it. So next are foundations, or a foundation rather. This is the MAC Face and Body Foundation, which is an OG old school staple that makeup artists have loved and lived by forever. I personally don't like the narrative, and I've said it many times this year, of like full coverage, pigmented, just throw it all on your skin. Like that whole thing, I'm not into it. Like I do want to hide my flaws to the best of my ability, but the solution to that, in my opinion, is not a full coverage foundation underneath a full coverage concealer, underneath a powder foundation, and then baking. Like, that's not how you do this. It looks like total shit when you're not on YouTube, trust me. And as a result, I've just been gravitating more towards the sheer foundations in my collection, and I've always got MAC Face and Body. No matter what's going on. At any point in my life, I have had bottles of this on deck, and this year I used MAC Face and Body and Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder more frequently, more consistently, and more often in real life settings than any other foundation that I own. But for every day, so running errands, going to lunch, I'm not trying to put on something thicker than this. This is water-based, as I just said, so it's very thin, but it is so beautiful on the skin. It truly does make it look like you just have bossy, flawless skin. And for all the people who want their skin to look glowy and luminous, like, this is the way to go, because out the gate, right after you apply it, it has the most healthy, hydrated, glowy finish. It is easy, very easy to build. I know when we hear sheer or light coverage foundation, some people just don't want anything to do with that because they imagine that it's not going to accomplish anything. Horse apples, this does. You can build this up as pigmented and full coverage as you want, but because of the way it's formulated, it never looks like anything but beautiful skin. If you're oily, probably gonna have to powder this because during the summer, I can't really wear it without any powder. During the winter, I can, and it's just such a gorgeous product, and I wish more companies would come out with stuff like this because I might try them. Just because I'm so obsessed with this. So of course, MAC Face and Body had to be in this video because I don't know if I've given it its due on my channel in a favorites before. Here it is, love it. I think this was in a favorites video of mine like in 2018, and then I even made a video where I was like, I regret buying this, and now it's back in a favorites video, which goes to show you that the more time you spend utilizing your own makeup stash, the more you get out of it, because I could have easily just kept buying more and more cream contour products and cream bronzer products if I wanted to, and then found something wrong with them and then kept bringing more and more into my space. But instead, I tried taking the time this year to revisit products that either I hadn't tried in a long time or figuring out how to make them work for me. And this is a big one. I can't remember if I said what it is. It's the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate palette in the color Intensity 1. I think I put this in my products I regret buying video because I said it was turning green on me a lot and it was breaking me out. Now, I was incorrect about it breaking me out. As I said in the beginning of the video, I had just been breaking out a lot all the time and couldn't figure out why. So I just blamed everything for it. It doesn't break me out. I mean, I've been wearing it for 2 months now and not broken out from it once. it turning green on me, I don't know why that was, unless I was just using foundations that were the completely wrong undertone for me, and then as a result, it turned green. But it hasn't done that ever since I started using it as of late, which, as I said, has been about 2 months. I think I picked it back up in November. This color, for me, I can only speak for myself, is the perfect shade to bring warmth and also create what I would consider a natural contour. I thought about putting the Fenty matchsticks in here because I used them a lot last year, but the undertones and the colors of them are just not the vibe. Side note, every time I can't think of a way to describe why I don't like something, I just say it's not the vibe. I simply must learn how to form an opinion, but that's just where I'm at with all of this. It's the only way I can describe it. It's a vibe I'm going for. I'm wearing this today. I use it as a contour. I use it as a bronzer to warm up the skin, and I feel like it's just perfect. It's just beautiful. It blends out beautiful. It goes on really, really well. I've used it so stinking much in the past 2 months, and of course I've hit pan on it, but that pan isn't growing. It's taking a long time for me to get to that point, and I don't feel like I'm blowing through this for as often as I wear it. So I know Tom Ford is hella expensive. I know. I'm not suggesting everyone go out and buy this, especially if you have something that's working just fine for you. But if you're into a more, I don't want to say natural, because I don't know if you could consider my makeup natural at all, but this to me gives me a more natural finish than any other cream contour I've ever used. So that's all I have to say about it. It's beautiful. Lashes. I told you guys last year that I was on a hunt for the perfect lash, and I went through a few variations, and for me, I am the same way with my lashes as I am with my hair. Like I said in the beginning of the video, no matter what's going on, I don't ever feel like they're long enough or thick enough, and I'm really just trying to embrace what I already have going on instead of fighting it so much. I believe I mentioned that a million times in videos last year. And one of those places that I was trying to embrace things is my lashes, to include my natural lashes, not even just the false ones I like to use. I started using Revitalash this year. I've seen really good results with it, as you can probably tell from my lower lashes. I just don't have a lot of lash, man. So Revitalash is working. I'm just not at a point yet where I'm like gonna abandon false lashes completely. I'm hoping to get there soon. But the pair of lashes that came into my life that I think fit the bill for the perfect lash would be the House of Lashes Iconic Lite. I used to use the House of Lashes Iconic many, many years ago, but I felt like, can you tell how these kind of come to a triangular point? I think back then I liked them, but I didn't like the spiky lash vibe they gave me after a while. And I don't know if I've just kind of gotten used to them, or if because these are light, they act a little bit differently on the eye. But I've been wearing these, pretty much the only lash I have been wearing for about 2 months or so, and I keep picking more up. These are a little more expensive, in my opinion, for a lash. I think Houses of Lashes retail for about $12 a pop. But these reuse very well. The pair I'm wearing right now, I've been wearing for the past 2 weeks that I've done my makeup. And because I think the light refers to the band as opposed to a more stiff band. It's a little more of a fluid, easy to manipulate band. I can't talk today. So they're really easy to get on. Like, I just think these are a gorgeous lash. If you're like me and you still want the look of a lash, but you don't want it so thick and dense that it covers up your entire eyelid like I used to, then I would suggest checking these out because they're gorgeous. Okay guys, last thing I'm going to talk about, and I've mentioned this in a couple of videos as of late. This is the Mel Thompson and Christian Audette lipstick in the color Beauty. I'm mentioning this not only because you guys ask me all the time. Every video I post, every selfie I post, everybody wants to know what I'm wearing on my lips. And at the risk of being super anticlimactic, it's the same shit over and over again. I am not one of those people who's like, every nude is so different. Like, I don't feel that way about it. I feel like I find a nude that I like and I don't need to look around for anything else, because nudes are so specific to you, because a nude essentially is supposed to be like, not like beige. It's not supposed to be a white out, like pale lip. It's just supposed to give the appearance of like your lips, but better. And your lip color and your skin color in relation to your lip color is what's going to determine your perfect nude. This in combination with my favorite lip gloss, which I'm almost out of, and my favorite lip liner, which I'm also almost out of, are my perfect nude. So that is Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. I've had this for about a year and I'm running out of it because it looks good with every nude lip I put it with, even though it's mostly been just this. I have tried it with other things. It just works really well for me. And then I love to pair it with the Beauty lipstick from Mel and Christian Audette. They did such a good job with this color. Nappy Headed Hoba, or T, as you guys might know her here on YouTube, is also a big fan of this, and she's way deeper complected than me, and it looks stunning on her. I think this is a very universal shade in terms of like the undertone they went with. You might just need to play around with your lip liner. I think anyone could wear it. And then the lip gloss I have been wearing all year. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it's like pretty much gone. I'm gonna have to order another one. Please tell me it's not discontinued. It probably is, just because I love it. This is Claire from Buxom. The reason this is my perfect lip gloss is because, I don't know if you guys can tell, this is almost like a purpley mauve tone to it, and my naked lips kind of have that color. My lips look like really cool toned, kind of mauvey with a little bit of like a purple undertone. I'm not sick or anything, I'm in perfect health. It's just the way my lip color is. So when I put this lip gloss on top of anything, it just kind of grounds it, and then somehow, because it's in line with my natural pigmentation on my face, it just makes every nude I put this under work for me, even if it wouldn't normally. I wear this over everything for a reason. I love it so much. So this has been my favorite lip combo. This is mostly just to spotlight this lipstick because, as I said before, I think it would look good on pretty much anyone. And these two just complement this lipstick and every other lipstick I own perfectly. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little favorites video. I sure enjoyed making it for you. As always, thank you to the patrons. We had a bunch of live streams over the past couple weeks. They were so much fun. In one live stream, we discussed the Joker movie. In one live stream, we discussed the Aaron Hernandez documentary on Netflix, Don't Even Get Me Started. We just get over there and talk about any and everything. And it's seriously, I say it all the time, but it's truly my favorite part of having a Patreon, and Patreon is kind of my favorite part about having social media because I enjoy the close connection that I have with my patrons over there. But if you guys are interested in Patreon, it is linked down below, as well as everything else I mentioned in this video, none of which are affiliate links. Also down below, you'll find links to all my social media platforms. And with that, I gotta get out of here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!